minutes after the hour, America. Just reminding you where your heart should be on this weekend. I'm joined now by Al Weaver. He's the media reporter for the Daily Caller. You can follow Al, and you ought to be, on Twitter at AlWeaver22. Sadly, he's a Philadelphia sports fan, so I didn't know anything about professional or college sports. Do they have any college sports worth following in Philadelphia?
Villanova basketball isn't bad. Personally, I'm a Bucknell basketball fan. My old man went there.
Well, that doesn't take many. Not hard to get a ticket to that, is it?
No, actually going out there, Friday night.
You know, Bucknell has one of the better water polo programs in the country. Were you aware of that?
I was not. I'm sure my dad wasn't either, actually.
That's actually, I'm a water polo guy, and they're pretty good. Al Weaver, you're the media columnist, and you're the only person who's written this thus far. You actually followed the ratings for CNN and Fox on Ferguson night. Turns out that riots are great for television.
Oh, my goodness. It's absurd. Yeah, I mean, CNN really, they put everything into Monday night, and they really came out on top. It was really impressive. I mean, they got 1 million more in the demo than Fox did. Amazingly, you rarely see that. My one complaint, though, I mean, all the CNN, I mean, they had everyone on the ground, which was no one else did that really. No one else had many people on the ground. Fox had a few people. MSNBC had, Chris Hayes, I think. But CNN really threw the kitchen sink on the ground there, and they did a great job. I do wish though that they would have had more people out there interviewing people.
Well, they had Jake Tapper, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo. Jake Tapper's got like the ski suit jacket for CNN with the giant CNN letters. Does anyone else have that, or is that a Jake Tapper only jacket?
I think that is exclusive to Jake Tapper.
It is. I think he may have the rights to sell that because it is actually the biggest logo I've ever seen on any piece of clothing not paid for and not associated with NASCAR. But he did a fine job. I got to say, Lemon did a fine job. So did Cuomo. My only question is, Van Jones a moron? I mean, he just says dumb things.
I know. He wasn't one of the more impressive parts of CNN's broadcast that night. That's for sure. I think really the one person actually stood out that wasn't on CNN, and she obviously has for a while now, is Megyn Kelly. I think she did a great job.
Well, Megyn and Van are both lawyers, but apparently Megyn paid attention because Van Jones actually said at one point that it was terrible that the family hadn't been notified beforehand of what the grand jury was doing, and that's illegal. You can't do that. That never happens.
I know. Van Jones really, he didn't help CNN at all that night. Going back to my point, though, I really thought Megyn Kelly was truly impressive. She held really good debates throughout the night. She held substantive debates even the night after. I know she had one with Jason Riley and another fellow who was on the other side of Jason Riley's perspective, and it was a very good discussion. I really wish they would have had some of that, even though my one complaint about Fox was they had great ratings. But I do wish they would have had Shep on the ground down there. I think he would have done a great job.
Oh, good idea. Now, Megyn Kelly scored 7 million plus viewers on Monday at 9 p.m., which is
overall, yes.
That's an extraordinary number. Hannity's numbers dropped off. Do you think that's because it wasn't live?
I'm not sure. I certainly think it would have helped if they would have had someone on the ground out there for that hour.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think with breaking news, the bottom line is CNN is still the place that people go to because they have more cameras on the ground.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Hannity. Of course he had a great night, but it really didn't help him that they taped it ahead of time.
Yeah, he had 5 million, so it's not like he fell off. But Megyn had 7, Sean had 5, and I think it all comes down to how many live shots have you got of a place where news is happening. Now, over the weekend,
honestly, I think the one thing they would have done better is if they would have had Megyn carry him through the night. Honestly, I think she would have done a dominating job the rest of that night.
Interesting. I don't know about that. The Hannity people have to have their fix. Al, what about over the next 3 days? Is Ferguson over as a story, do you think? I think it is.
It depends what the media thinks, honestly. I don't think they're going to let it go away. I see this as something they want to keep stoking the fires on. I hope it's over. I really do.
You covered what Ben Carson said on my show yesterday. Earlier today, Alan West said about the same thing. I think pretty soon a counter-narrative is going to develop that's going to be very powerful, that the grand jury did a good job and this is over, and now it's being turned into an extravaganza that does not deserve 24/7. I think Jake's back in the studio today, as a matter of fact.
I didn't see. I wasn't sure. I do think, what was I going to say? I do think, I lost my train of thought. Pardon me there.
Well, that's okay because you'll be back. I hope you just keep writing up the ratings because it's the only place I saw the ratings released over at Daily Caller Al Weaver. Follow him on Twitter at AlWeaver22. I'll be right back. America, the smart guys are next on the Hugh Hewitt Show. We'll ask them what they thought about Ferguson.